Hey everybody, this week's Torah portion is Parshas Vayetze, and it opens up with a very interesting story. The Torah tells us that Jacob was on his way to go meet his wife when he decided to spend the night on top of a mountain. And he was about to go to sleep when the Torah says he took 12 stones, put them around his head, and went to sleep. And then when he woke up in the morning, the Torah says that he picked up the stone singular, meaning he went to sleep with 12 stones around his head, woke up with one. Now what happened? So the famous Medrash tells us that what happened was, during the night while he was sleeping, the 12 stones were arguing with each other. Each one wanted to be the one that Jacob put his head on. Each one wanted to be the one to support the head of the righteous person. And they were arguing back and forth until God made a miracle and combined them into one big stone. So the 12 became one, and when he woke up in the morning, that's why he found only one. Now when you read a Medrash like that, you have to ask yourselves, what in the world were the rabbis trying to tell us with this? What does it mean 12 stones arguing? Stones don't talk to each other. So what exactly were they arguing about that each one wanted to have the righteous person put his head on them? What does that mean? So I want to tell you a very beautiful idea I once read, and that is that what the 12 stones represented were the 12 tribes. And each of the 12 tribes had a very different way of serving God. So one of them, their focus was through serving God through prayer. And another one, their focus was through serving God through charity. And another one focused on serving God through studying Torah. And while they all did they kept the entire Torah as a whole, there was a focus that each one had, which they made that their life's mission. And each of the 12 tribes thought that their focus was the way to go. Meaning, if you asked a total stranger asked you which is the best way to serve God, each tribe would have told you their way was the best. And they really wanted Yaakov or Jacob to agree with them and say, this is the way I want all of you to serve God. And that's what it means when it says that the 12 stones were arguing and wanted Jacob's head on them. What that means is that each of the tribes wanted Jacob to say that you should be the way you're doing it is the right way. That's the way you serve God. And the other ways should really be done more like you. And what it means that God made a miracle and turned them all into one was God was saying to them, it's very beautiful that you all have 12 different ways of serving God. But in order for there to be a Jewish nation, there need to be 12 different ways. There can't be one way. There is one people, one group called the Jewish people, and in that group there have to be different people doing different things. And because of that, all those 12 stones turned into a combination of one, because that was sort of a message from God that really all these ways are beautiful, and they're all beautiful ways to serve God, and we need all of them to be around. And they're all not 12 different ways, but 12 parts to one way, and that is the way of the Jewish people. And that was the message of the rock. The message of the rock was that while there are many different ways to serve God, and each Jew has to tap into his main source of getting to God and his main way of showing his expression of love to God, we have to realize that just because we do something just because we see somebody doing something different than we do, that's not something that's wrong to do. On the contrary, that's each individual Jew having his own unique way of serving God, and all of them are beautiful and special to God. On behalf of Makar, Shabbat Shalom.